reason for the session was to learn the basics of the answer writing. And when it comes to the basics of answer writing, it is more about ki you do not know how to write answers, what to write answers. So in this session we have certain agendas. ठीक है, हमारे पास certain agendas हैं. So let's understand कि हम इस session में करने क्या वाले हैं. सबसे पहले तो first thing I will be discussing the problems, issues that you guys are facing, है ना, in the answer writing. The problems, issues that you guys are facing, we will be dealing with the same. Then we will be dealing with the commands कि यूपीएससी कौन सी एग्जाम में क्या कमांड देती है, उस क्वेश्चन को, कमांड को एड्रेस कैसे करना है. Then in the last we will move towards the intro body conclusion कि ठीक है, intro body conclusion लिखते कैसे हैं. This is what we are going to understand in the today's session. तो अगर आप मेरे से एजेंडा पूछोगे, this is what I am going to promise you out. Okay, so let's start with the first agenda of ours, है ना. First agenda is about to understand what problems student face. ठीक है, तो what problems you guys face, you guys can type in if you wish. Okay, so I will start with the very basics of the answer writing. Okay, first thing is I call it mind fogging. Okay, so what happens, जैसे ही पेन उठाया दिमाग ने काम करना बंद कर दिया है. प्रॉब्लम कहाँ क्रिएट हो रही है मेरी सबसे ज़्यादा कि यार सब पढ़ा तो था, जैसे ही क्वेश्चन आया मेरे सामने मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा, या जो मुझे चीज़ें याद हैं आई एम अनेबल टू राइट इट आउट. फेयर इनफ, दिस इज वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम. ओके, आप लोगों की जो स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लम हो, अदर सैमसंग, यू गैस कैन टाइप इन. ठीक है, आप लोग टाइप इन कर सकते हैं. दैट्स ऑल आई विल से. Mind fogging is something that we are concerned. ठीक है. Second problem is that when we start writing, we over explain the things. Over explain the things, and this leads to missing the demand of question. Missing demand of question. Easy है ना. So what happens, you guys have seen when you start the very first day of answer writing, two problems, या तो लिखा ही नहीं जा रहा या over explain कर रहे हैं. It's like just you're copying down some of your notes. I have seen n number of people, those who have just started the answer writing. तो होता क्या उस केस में, सर मैंने आंसर लिखा है और वो आंसर मैं पेज पलट रहा हूँ, सेकंड पेज, थर्ड पेज, मैं कह रहा हूँ 10 मार्कर है, 150 वर्ड्स, मैक्सिमम 200 वर्ड्स. और आइडियली जो लोग ज़्यादा भी लिखते हैं दे आर लाइक 180 वर्ड्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई यूज टू फिल बोथ द पेजेस. मैं पढ़ता था यार, ऐसा नहीं बिना पढ़े लिख दिया. ठीक है, आई यूज टू फिल बोथ द पेजेस. 180 वर्ड्स वॉज नॉर्मल फॉर मी. ठीक है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है वहाँ पे, मैं ओवर एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ. मे बी नॉट. इनिशियल डेज में ओवर एक्सप्लेनेशन हो जाती है. अब द प्रॉब्लम इज मिसिंग द डिमांड ऑफ क्वेश्चन. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? व्हेन यू ओवर एक्सप्लेन द थिंग्स you miss out the focus part of the question. अब focus part of the question क्या है? जब हम लास्ट में कुछ क्वेश्चंस डील करेंगे, I will make you understand. अभी प्रॉब्लम्स लिस्ट आउट कर देते हैं. ठीक है, एग्जैक्टली अदर क्वेश्चन समझ में आ जाता है, लिखा क्या है वो नहीं समझ में आ रहा, ओवर एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं या इररेलेवेंट लिख रहे हैं इसी में. ठीक है, एज आई सेड, और अदित ने थोड़ा सा कन्फेशन किया हमारे साथ चैट बॉक्स में कि सर लिखते लिखते क्या लिखना समझ में नहीं आता. तो वैसे में क्या होता है, जो याद आता है लिख दे बस भाई, पेज भर दे, ये मेंटेलिटी होती है. ठीक है, द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द आंसर राइटिंग, माइंड फॉगिंग और ओवर एक्सप्लेनेशन. ठीक है, इतना क्लियर हुआ. नाउ इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉर्ट आउट कैसे करेंगे, पहले यही बात करेंगे. ठीक है, बिफोर आई मूव टू माई नेक्स्ट एजेंडा, आई विल बी टॉकिंग ओवर हियर ओनली. ठीक है, पहला इशू जो है अपना माइंड फॉगिंग का. माइंड फॉगिंग इज देयर इन इनिशियल अटेम्प्ट्स. इवन कई बार जब आपके लेटर अटेम्प्ट्स हो जाते हैं, 6, 7, 8 अटेम्प्ट्स हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, मतलब बेसिकली जो एंड ऑफ द अटेम्प्ट की कैटेगरी है. ठीक है, वहाँ पे व्हाट यू विल फाइंड कि यार एकदम से कुछ याद नहीं आता. तो इसका सिंपल एंड तरीका है एक कि यू वर्क ऑन, तो सॉल्यूशन रेड कलर से लिख देते हैं. Consolidation. Okay, so what is actually consolidation? कंसोलिडेशन इज अ प्रोसेस, ठीक है। कंसोलिडेशन एक प्रोसेस है जिसमें आप अपने बड़े नोट्स को छोटा कर लेते हैं, या आपको पता होता है कि बल्कि नोट्स में से क्या रिवाइज करना है क्या नहीं रिवाइज करना है। तो जब कंसोलिडेट हो जाएंगी चीज़ें तो रिकॉल करना इजी हो जाता है, ठीक है। तो रिकॉल बिकम्स क्वाइट इजी। तो रिकॉल करना इजी कैसे हो जा रहा है कि यार जब भी हम कोई चीज़ पढ़ रहे हैं ना, जब भी हम कोई चीज़ पढ़ रहे हैं, इट बिकम्स क्वाइट इजी फॉर मी टू अंडरस्टैंड द सेम। फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक छोटी सी एक्टिविटी करते हैं, यू गाइस ट्राई एट योर प्लेस, है ना। आई वांट यू गाइस टू पार्टिसिपेट, ठीक है। ऑफलाइन स्टूडेंट्स कर रहे हैं, आप लोग भी पार्टिसिपेट करिएगा, ठीक है। प्रॉब्लम मैं एक ही दे रहा हूं आप लोगों को कि सपोज एक क्वेश्चन आ गया, चलो क्वेश्चंस ले लेते हैं इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से, ठीक है। रेलेवेंस ऑफ यूनाइटेड नेशंस सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल, और से रेलेवेंस ऑफ यूनाइटेड नेशंस, डू यू थिंक यूनाइटेड नेशन इज स्टिल रेलेवेंट इन कंटेम्परेरी टाइम्स, ठीक है। डू यू थिंक यूनाइटेड नेशंस इज स्टिल रेलेवेंट इन कंटेम्परेरी टाइम्स। तो मैं यहाँ पे आपको पहले रिकॉल समझा रहा हूँ कैसे करते हैं। Do you think United Nations is relevant in contemporary times? अब आप लोगों को करना क्या है, सबसे पहले आपके पास यूनाइटेड नेशंस से जितना कंटेंट है वो रिवाइज करना है माइंड में, और ये कैसे रेलेवेंट है प्रेजेंट टाइम्स में वो सोचना है। तो इस पूरे क्वेश्चन में दो ही जगह फोकस करना है, एक यूनाइटेड नेशंस पे, दूसरा रेलेवेंस पे, और कहीं फोकस नहीं करना। तो अब प्रॉब्लम क्या है, अगर मैं यूनाइटेड नेशंस रिवाइज कर रहा हूँ तो लोगों को याद आ रहा होगा यार 193 194 कुछ मेंबर्स हैं, ठीक है यार, इसका हेडक्वार्टर कहीं यूएसए में है, ठीक है, इसके पास ना कई सारी एजेंसीज हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप मेरे से कहोगे वर्ल्ड बैंक भी बोल सकते हो, यूनाइटेड नेशंस की फूड वाली एजेंसी है तो FAO हो गया, ठीक है, एटसेट्रा। तो मतलब काफ़ी सारी एजेंसीज हैं। कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि यार आज अभी न्यूज़ में चल रहा था कि UNSC में यूएसए ने वीटो कर दिया है गाज़ा पीस के लिए, गाज़ा के लिए, तो वहाँ पे मतलब कोई सीज फायर वगैरह नहीं होगा। ये सारी चीज़ें अब याद आ रही है, ठीक है। बट प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मैं ये 4 पॉइंट याद कर पाया, ठीक है, आपको शायद नहीं याद आ रहा होगा इसके बाद या इसके बाद। तो उसका रीज़न होता है कुछ, मेरे नोट्स में मैंने उसको कंसोलिडेट कैसे कर रखा है, ठीक है, मेंबर्स, ठीक है, मैंने उसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर रखा, मैंने वीटो को एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर रखा। बट होगा क्या, आपको वीटो दिखेगा तो आप कहोगे स्पेशल पावर एंड ऑल, तो उसको बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सटेंड कर दिया। बट इन रियलिटी इसके बाद जो भी लिखा है वो वीटो पढ़ते ही आपको याद आ जाएगा। लेकिन कंसोलिडेशन का एग्जांपल देता हूँ, आप लोगों ने देखी है कोई भी करंट अफेयर्स की मैगजीन, तो कुछ चीज़ लिखी होती है बोल्ड में, ठीक है, और उसके बाद उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन होता है। तो डोंट यू थिंक अगर कोई सब्जेक्ट आपने पढ़ लिया है, ठीक है, जो ऑलरेडी पढ़ लिया है, उसका सिर्फ बोल्ड वाला पार्ट पढ़ते हो और ये वाली एक्सप्लेनेशन अपने आप को याद आ जाती है। हुआ है ऐसा, बताओ मुझे यस नो करके टाइप इन में। दो ही लोग हो तो एटलीस्ट यू गाइस शुड पार्टिसिपेट इन ऑनलाइन ना। अगर ये कंसोलिडेशन हो गया तो मेरी टेंशन खत्म हो गई है। क्यों, कंसोलिडेशन में क्या हो गया, जो नोट्स हैं वो मेरे कम हो गए हैं और उससे मैं कम टाइम में ज़्यादा रिवाइज कर सकता हूँ। कम टाइम में ज़्यादा रिवाइज, इट मीन्स रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट आ गया यार मेरा, ठीक है, रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट आ गया मेरा, समझ गए। दिस इज व्हाट इट इज। रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या होता है, जो मैंने समय दिया उससे ज़्यादा आउटपुट लेना है, मैक्सिमाइज किया मैंने अपना आउटपुट, ठीक है, क्लियर। तो इसका सॉल्यूशन तो हो गया माइंड फॉगिंग का कंसोलिडेशन, क्योंकि जल्दी है तो जल्दी याद आएगा। अब प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगी, जो आपको बोला कि लिखना क्या है, आप या तो फोकस जब भी मिस करोगे तो इररेलेवेंट चीज़ें ही लिखोगे, इसका मतलब वो ओवर एक्सप्लेन कर दोगे, इससे क्या होगा, मिस होगा डिमांड ऑफ क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। तो इसका सॉल्यूशन क्या है यार, चलो दोस्त इसको भी देख लेते हैं कि अगर मैं कह रहा हूँ मेरी क्वेश्चन की डिमांड ही मिस हो रही है, इसका मतलब क्या मैं कह सकता हूं कि आप गलत डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो, जाना था चीन पहुंच गए जापान, समझ गए ना, गेटिंग इट। तो प्रॉब्लम हमारी कहां पे क्रिएट हुई कि डायरेक्शन गलत है। अब डायरेक्शन कौन सही करेगा, डायरेक्शन आपका क्वेश्चन सही करेगा। तो इस टॉपिक को यहीं छोड़ूंगा और जब एक प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन लूंगा ये वहां क्लियर होगा। तो जो भी आपके क्वेश्चन में कीवर्ड्स दिए हुए हैं, ठीक है, जो भी कीवर्ड्स दिए हुए हैं उन्हीं को डायरेक्शन समझिए। और डायरेक्शन का काम कौन करेगा, आपका हेडलाइंस या सब हेडिंग्स। तो मेरा ऐसा मानना है जब भी क्वेश्चन का ब्रेक करोगे आप, जैसे जैसे क्वेश्चन को ब्रेक करेंगे आप, आपको हेडलाइंस और सब हेडिंग्स मिलती रहेंगी, आपको हेडलाइंस और सब हेडिंग्स मिलती रहेंगी। फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी स्टार्टेड विद द क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, क्या था क्वेश्चन, डू यू थिंक यूएन इज रेलेवेंट इन कंटेम्प्रेरी टाइम्स। तो मैं इसको छोटा सा आप लोगों को एक स्ट्रक्चर दे के देता हूं। यूएन की डेफिनेशन में मैंने इंट्रो में लिख दी, ठीक है। नाउ जब बॉडी की बात आई तो मेरे को यहाँ पे सब हेडिंग हेडिंग चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, डू यू थिंक, तो मैं ये तो लिखूंगा नहीं, आई थिंक, ठीक है। यूएन इज रेलेवेंट इन कंटेम्प्रेरी टाइम्स, तो मैं बोलूंगा या तो इसका आंसर यस होगा या नो होगा। तो आंसर तो मुझे यस देना है, किसी को नुकसान तो कहना नहीं, लेकिन नो हो रहा है, इसका मतलब कुछ चैलेंजेस होंगे। अब कुछ चैलेंजेस होंगे तो यार यहाँ पे लिख दो ना, चैलेंजेस फेस्ड बाय यूएन। अब इसमें एक दो तीन पॉइंट दे दो मान लो ऐसे। उसके बाद जो बॉडी में दे रखा है यू रेलेवेंसी ऑफ यूएन, सिर्फ इतना करके सेकंड हेडिंग दे दो। तो पहली हेडिंग ये जो बहुत मिनिमम लिखना है, क्योंकि डायरेक्ट नहीं पूछा गया, हमने इन्फर किया जस्ट फॉर द सेक कि हम बता पाए कि यस दिस इज द कंटेक्स्ट। फिर सेकंड हेडलाइन विल बी फॉर अस रेलेवेंस ऑफ यूएन। तो अब मेरे को डायरेक्शन बन गया, मेरे को ऐसे ही कुछ कंटेंट नहीं फेंकना, आई विल बी ऑल्सो इंश्योरिंग कि थिंग्स आर लाइक गोइंग इन द डायरेक्शन। लास्ट में आई विल राइट द कंक्लूजन एंड मेरा आंसर कंप्लीट। क्लैरिटी, थोड़ा सा कुछ समझ में आया? अधीरित, इज इट क्लियर नाउ? यस और नो? या यार सैमसंग एक तो यार आप रीनेम करो, मेरे को मजा आएगा। आपका नाम कैसे लूँ, मतलब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है मैं स्पॉन्सरशिप कर रहा हूँ बट पैसे नहीं मिल रहे सैमसंग से, ठीक है। ओके फेयर इनफ। तो फर्स्ट एजेंडा दैट वी हैड टू डील इन दिस सेशन, लेट व्हाट आर एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम्स, है ना, एंड आंसर राइटिंग इज अबाउट द प्रैक्टिस। तो चलो इस बोर्ड को थोड़ा सा ऊपर भेजते हैं, फिर नीचे बुला लेंगे इसको। नाउ द सेकेंड इशू इज अबाउट द कमांड्स, ठीक है। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द कमांड्स। ओके, वन बाय वन वी विल बी डीलिंग विद द कमांड्स ऑफ यूपीएससी। ओके, so what are the commands? Can anyone please tell me what are the commands? Which all commands do you know? Type in fast. Very good. Let me tell you then. You will find some tail words. Basically, wherever the question ends, generally you will find these words. Okay. For example, it's like discuss. Now did you get what do I mean when I say command? Discuss, elaborate, comment. Sometimes you get the word define. So let's keep them in one group. Second, let's talk about analyze. Then you will find examine. Okay, sometimes it's assess. Then generally they are aided with one word, that is critically. So critically examine, critically assess. Are you able to relate it or not? Getting it? Sixth, when you talk about discuss, elaborate, comment, define, analyze, examine, assess, you have a critically at your juncture. Then you have something like explain with suitable examples. Explain with, okay, I should do it like this, 6, 7, then it will be 8. Explain with suitable examples. Then you have as well substantiate. Then after substantiation you also have one illustration. Okay, illustration is also there. Any other word that you want to add in which I missed, I guess? Anything if you feel? If any, just type in the comment box. One by one I will be discussing. I will take your word as well. Okay, so first thing, it says discuss. Why I did some grouping? First understand the same. Generally these four people, or they say these four words or these four tail words, okay, these four tail words have similar kind of orientation, so they will be giving answer the similar kind of orientation. Next, analyze, examine, assess, they will be giving the similar kind of orientation. Then explain with suitable example, substantiate, illustration, these are also giving similar kind of orientation while answering. So one by one let's deal with the grouping. So it says discuss. Discuss means nothing. Discuss means whatever topic has been given to you, first of all you should understand that it is a debate. So bottle okay, okay, so problem is like when we say discuss, it is more about debate. So you know that some issue comes up in the family or in the office. Okay, let's discuss. Let's meet and discuss. It won't be possible this way. Let's discuss. Discuss means having both exchange of opinions. Or at the end of discussion, what happens? Some decision comes, conclusion comes. This is what you have to remember. So discuss will lead to some debate, exchange of the views, and once the views are exchanged, then you have agreement, and that agreement is the conclusion. That is simple. Okay, so this is what we call discuss. Thank you. Okay, this is what we call discuss. Then when I say elaborate, what is elaborate? Elaborate means generally we have to extend the view. Here in the discussion we are discussion. So suppose you are telling me something and I'm not that clear what you want to tell me, and I say, could you please, Amrita, yeah, Amrita is there. So Amrita, could you please elaborate? Elaborate means Amrita now have to explain little longer. Amrita have to ensure to give me more detailed outlook of the same. Okay, so here I am not countering Amrita. I am just asking Amrita to detail more. Okay. Yes, explain in detail you can say somewhere. Okay. But coming to the explain together. Okay, explain I did not write as well. So let me write. I missed that. It will come in the same family. Okay, so explain and detail, only one difference. While dealing with the explain, okay, while dealing with the explain, what you should understand that while explaining you will be using W family. What is W family? Why, where, what, when, now, when. Getting it? So all these things. For example, I said, Amrita, tell me something about you. So Amrita told that, sir, I do painting. Could you please explain about the painting? So now, so painting started 1400 AD. Suppose it is there. Hana, 1400 AD. Sir, I paint from the oil pastel. How? So basically all the question wala things ensures the explanation of the same. So difference between elaborate and that, they have the same nature, but in the elaborate you are just going in one direction, and the explanation you have the multiple dimension. Clear? So what does it mean? One direction to the multiple dimension. Here one direction matlab you're just sticking to the point what has been asked. Explains, you are diversifying your knowledge application of the points. Getting it? Clear? Sorted? Now comment. So comment means your own opinion, what you think about anything, how you should lead it. So this is what we call comment. Okay, define is as simple as that you have to simply define the thing, and while defining you can go for the multiple perspectives. Okay, while defining. So whatever, cryptocurrency. So you are defining blockchain based, and then the last you mentioned the example, it will be used in here, it will be used in economy and all these things. So this is the situation all about. Fair enough. So it's about explain. ठीक है, clear है. चलो. Now analyze. So these all 5 directives of the UPSC belong to the same category. Is the session entertaining for you guys, or or am I boring? That's all I can ask for the time. Are you getting it? Oh. No, sir. Very insightful. Thank you. Chalo. Now, analyze, examine, assess. Analyze, examine, assess. So when you talk about analyze, first let's talk about examine. When did you hear this word for the very first time? Examination. It will test your knowledge, your acumen, your efforts. That's why examination. So examine comes from the examination itself. Then second, doctor will say, okay, go get these tests done. Then I will read the examination report. I will give you the required medicine. So in both the cases, what you can say, your question paper is a kind of test, and doctor says go for the test, and then the examination conducts. There are certain parameters which your question paper is judging you, whether you are ethical, whether you have the international relation knowledge, whether you have the proficiency with the answer writing or not, whether you have the historical knowledge or not. And at the same time, we have also the issue of doctor. It sees, okay, test, sugar positive, diabetes negative, these kind of things. So what we will be doing all this, we are just understanding the reports. Certain parameters are there. On what parameters? Then I'm examining. Then I will give you certain recommendation whether you are getting A grade, or doctor will say whether you are disease free or disease ridden. Getting it? So examine is about in reality understanding the demand of the question through the perspective by developing certain parameters. On what parameters that a question can be judged, on what parameters, on what dimensions the question's concept are performing, there you will find the examine. And whenever, here I'm explaining the word critically, okay, whenever you find the word critically, okay, whenever you find the word critically, it means nothing but going more depth. And how will you ascertain that there is a depth or not in your answer? To ascertain the same, that if the depth is in your answer or not, you have to do the interlinkages. You have to do the interlinkages. Fair enough? Getting it? So interlinkages, how you can say that this has in-depth knowledge. Suppose, let's talk about, how many of you know the news that today we got the 50 basis points cut in the interest rate of RBI? Yes, we did. Then what has happened in reality, that 50 basis points, it says that money supply will increase. Now money supply will increase in the market, the people will take more loan, business will take more loan, they will do the investment and the capital investment, which will generate jobs, and jobs will take away or reduce some form of unemployment as well. Getting it? And then the unemployment which is being reduced will reduce the poverty, and reduction of poverty will ensure healthy people. Healthy people will make healthy nation. So interlinkages are starting with the basic point of the cutting down of the rate, and we ensured that in reality we are reducing the poverty and healthy nation. So these interlinkages is taking me into the depth, and this in-depth knowledge is something that the demand of the critically. Fair enough? So be it critically analyze, be it critically examine, be it critically evaluate as well. I missed one more word, so let me add here only, evaluate. So these all belongs to the same category. Analyze, examine, evaluate, assess. Getting it? Now analyze. When you analyze anything, you analyze it from the multiple perspective. And when I say multiple perspective, what I mean, it might be one person, second person, the third person, or multi-dimensional approach. So suppose rate cut is there, I will analyze it from the social perspective, economical perspective, political perspective. Getting it? So this is how the things are moving forward. Fair enough? Now explain with the suitable example, substantiate, illustrate. Here all are backed by fact, data, examples. So if you say me, sir, I can fly, so I will show me your wings. Okay, show me your wings. Basically, you have to understand that it is more about showing the data fact. Sir, sir, I'm quite rich. How? Your bank account is zero. Sir, my Dadaji has left a land of 5,000 acres for me. I'm like, yes, you are rich. So basically, it's about the backing with the data facts and all. So when you say substantiate, you will be giving examples, you will be giving the case studies and all. Getting it? So this is what the context is. So the second agenda of my class, of my session of the day is over. So we have dealt what are the problems, we have dealt what are the commands, and now we will move towards the intro, body and conclusion. Any doubt, any question to anyone till now? Is it clear? Just type in. Very good. Chaliye. So let's move to the next part. Now I will go for the intro, body, conclusion. What is intro, what is body, what is conclusion? In any case, while judging the intro, body, conclusion, let's first understand actually what is the answer writing. Okay, only then I will be able to explain you. So answer writing, you will find 3 stages. First stage is beginner stage. Beginner stage may be you, and the last stage is enrichment stage. This is continuous stage. Let me tell you, this is continuous stage. It will never end. You know that even if any student of mine, those who have got rank this year, and I ask them to write answer, and if they write, I can suggest them content enrichment, because it's a never ending process. This exam demands the 50% cutoff. In the 50% of the cutoff, you clear this examination. That is the harsh truth of the reality. And just for the sake of getting depressed or getting a reality check, I will just say one thing: we are unable to score 50%. I was not able to score 50%. That's why I'm out of the list. But somehow at the corner of my heart, all I can say while consoling myself, ki, oh Utkarsh, nothing to be worried. At least you were able to put on some ranks on your shoulder. So as the policemen have stars, a faculty has the ranks on his shoulder. So for us, what is our identity card? Apart from preamble is the identity card of the constitution. So for a teacher, identity card is the ranks, the classes that he provides. So this is what all I can say. Okay, coming back to the topic. Let's understand what is the beginner. Beginner answer writing means you just started the answer writing 3 lines, 4 lines, it's perfectly fine. Even if no line, you are unable to write even a single word, you just copied the question again, it's fine. It takes some time, Second stage comes when you address the demand. If you are guided over here, your copies are being evaluated, it is being reviewed, and you are able to judge this. Okay, and you are able to judge this, you are addressing the demand. It means nothing, but you are on the second stage. Once you start addressing the demand, then the 2 stages, whether you are writing answers on time or over the time. So what is on time? So just for your information, we have 10 marker, 15 marker and 20 marker. 10 marker you got 7 minutes, 15 marker you got 11 minutes, 20 marker generally 15 minutes because it's a case study. Okay, so 10 marker 7 minutes, 15 marker 11 minutes, 20 marker 15 minutes. This is what you have to understand. Getting it? Are you able to get it? What I want you to convey? Are you able to get it or not? Okay, fine, thank you. I like participative class. That's all I can say. Okay. Then the next stage comes once you match the demand, even if you are writing overtime or on time, it doesn't matter. Once you start matching the demand, it becomes enrichment stage where it is a continuous of nature. Enrichment means coming with the right crispness, right examples, right facts, right data, right sheets. This is what you have to understand. Fair enough? Fair enough? This is the journey of the answer writing. Now coming back to our previous topic, okay, where I said that we will be dealing with the intro, body, conclusion. Okay, so intro, body, conclusion. One by one, let's understand the same. It speaks about the topic we are going to present. Okay. Now you made the point. I'll just note it down. Background. This word of yours, I also call it context. This is the best type of introduction you can have. I generally don't be extreme, but here I am. This is one of the best type. Describe some point about the topic. So if it is about describing some point, then it's a define, explanation. Why will I call introduction? Not accepted. You must try again. Introduction is when you say hi, hello to anyone. When you introduce yourselves. So how you introduce? You tell the background. Oh, I belong from this family. Getting it? Or you say that recent event. Oh, I've just got rank 1 in the UPSC Civil Services Examination. To be very honest, when you get the rank 1, you need not to introduce yourself. People will be introducing themselves to you. Okay. So either background, or we are talking about the fact or the recent event. So while starting introduction, you should focus on these things. Or it can be a case, this is a complex name. If suppose Adharat is there, his name is unique. I do not know the meaning. So he is kind of person, he knows that whosoever meets me asks for the meaning of my name. So he developed a habit. When he shook hands of mine, he said, sir, this is Adharat, the person whose name means. Introduction itself, he gave his define of the name. I accepted it. Fine. So fact, recent, anything, or it can be defined as well, introduction. Fair enough. Now also remember here you can also bring in the end some example with the introduction, that how the things are going to be there, how the things are going to be evolved. Fair enough. Sorted. Okay. In the end, you can give the example. In the end, I will just explain while dealing one of the questions. Don't worry. If you are unable to get it, what did I mean when I say in the end you can give the right example? Just have some patience. Yeah, in the end of the introduction, I'll let you know. Don't you worry. By when I will say that's all from my side, it means done and dusted session. Still you got the doubt? Do let me know. Okay? Don't worry for the time being. There are certain things which are interlinked within the session. You will learn while practicing. If you don't practice, you will not learn. Okay, in any case, as Muhammad Rizwan, the Pakistani skipper says, either you win or learn, but here we will learn only. Okay, quite a motivating line, I will say. Fact, relevant, define. Okay, fair enough. Chale. Now, before moving to the body, could you please tell me what I said about the body? Any one of you? I did mention something here. Yeah. Did I mention something about body? This is structure. What you are able to remember or recall again? No, I said these words, identify the keywords, and you will be getting your headings and subheadings. Remember, this is what I said. You remember your keywords and you will get your heading and subheading. Flashback. Are you able to recall it or not? Sorted? Was it that difficult? Was it that difficult? Ah, good. That's why I said, if you're present in my class, that's one thing I promise. If you are sleepy or you go here and there, you will miss the interlinkage. If you miss the interlinkage, you will not get the class. So my purpose is, when I teach, I give the flashback to everyone. Okay, so moving back to the latest slide. So introduction was about these things. So body is about, similarly, body is about identifying keywords and getting heading and subheading from them. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now, is it clear? Identify the keywords from kahan se? Within the question. Questions will give you the keyword. And once you get the keyword, you get the heading and subheading as well. Sorted? Chale. Now, let's move to the end part of the any question. Conclusion. Okay, so conclusion it is. Conclusion it is. How you conclude any conversation? Suppose we have to bid adieu. What you will say? How you conclude any conversation? Leave the question. Just say how you conclude. Any guesses? What is the tone of your conversation? Whatever. Very good. Very good. So I just positive note. Conclusion is summary. I say this is one of the very average kind of conclusion, but acceptable. I'm not discarding this time, Adirat. This is there, but average kind of conclusion. Anything else? One point each. Suppose you have to say goodbye to anyone. What you will say? Never meet again. Get lost. Is it so? I am giving you the hint here. Okay, so recommendation in terms of answer writing. I was talking about the general conversation. So you call me recommendation. So recommendation is something that should be applied in future. So I will call it futuristic. Okay, so recommendation is actually a way forward as well for me. Acceptable, both the things. What about the other things? So for positive, I can also say it should be optimist. Anything else? You guys are getting it. You guys are getting it. Conclusion is quite easy. That's why I'm letting you think rather than me forcing myself to think. Sometimes I'm just kamchor. है ना? Kamchor in English means the person who avoids the work. So I'm just avoiding my work by forcing you guys to think. Anything else? I think one more, two more word you guys will be getting it. I need not to intervene. Nothing? If nothing in your mind, just let me know so that I can chip in. Okay, Amrita. What about you, Adhirath? Highlight the Q argument presented. No. Chalo, let me chip in. So yes, your answer should be futuristic, optimistic. That's what she said. Positive. Look, again agreed. Then he said summary of the answer. Sometimes we do recommendation, way forward kind of. And that is true also. Apart from that, one thing that I would like to also mention, your conclusion, if you can link with any scheme, government step, or current affairs, even this will work. Okay, so this area is common for intro as well as conclusion. Okay, and when you leave someone, you don't say get lost or we will never meet again. We say see you again. So see you again means actually giving some point so that this question can be well thought upon. For example, that can be linked with the future as mentioned, or it can be linked with the present some steps which is going to solve the future problem. For example, new education policy is going to give you high skilled individuals because these people are learning coding and other things, AI and all, with the class 5th itself. Getting it? Sorted? Thumbs up? Got it? The basics of the answer writing, intro, body, conclusion? Done? Okay then. So now moving to the enrichment, let's talk about enrichment as well. But enrichment can be done when you solve the question. So as the last leg of the question when we are running, so let's start. Let me give you one unique PYQ. Okay, so PYQ is what makes the Indian society unique. Okay, so question is what makes the Indian society unique? What makes the Indian society unique in sustaining its culture? Okay, so this question we will be practicing whatever we have learned. Okay, even if you do not know the content, this is the very basic questions of the society. We observe our society, we observe the people we live with, so we will be doing the same. Don't you worry about the same. Fair enough? Done? Clear? Chalo. So let's start this question. Let's start decoding this question. Na? Okay, fine. Leave it. I thought there was some artistic trick, but board is not allowing me. I have to practice more. Okay. Yeah. Anyone amongst you, as well as you guys. What is introduction of this question? What can we mention in the introduction? Just look at your notes and just let me know what you can write in the introduction itself. Yes, try an introduction. Look at your notes and try. I will tell you in a minute. 7 minutes and answer will be over. It's about you. Okay, speaking about the how the Indian society is one of the oldest surviving in the world. Ah, nice. Cool enough. So you can use the Mark Twain as well. He has called India a legend. A legends never die. Okay, something like that. Cool enough. Agreed. Full marks to the introduction. Adharat, would you like to try or not? Just let me know also that what are the keywords. Very good. So only two keywords you got over here. First, it's about Indian society itself. Second is culture. One supporting element is there. Unique. Something unique we are talking about. It's not about the Indian society and culture. We are talking about unique thing in the Indian society. Okay. Fair enough. Now, in introduction itself, as we said, we can talk about, as mentioned by, that how Indian culture has survived in the world. So it's all about values. Our values are intact. Second, we changed with the time, but core values remained same. We don't sorry, we did not mindlessly adopted the values of Western society. For example, if the McDonald have to sell burger in India, he have to make Mac Aloo Tikki. He has to make Mac Aloo Tikki. Reason, if Aloo Tikki is not there, we will not eat their hamburger kind of thing. If they are coming in India in the Navratris, they cannot use onions and all, because majority will not accept and they will not be profitable. This is the situation. This is the thing that we have to understand. Okay. So in introduction itself, you could have talked about that India has been a legend due to its intact core value and complementing it with the changing values of the society. Core value intact and peripheral value we changed. For example, in India, there was no concept of divorce. But with the changing time, we adopted divorce from the Britishers. That is the reality. Similarly, in India, we do not have the concept of not respecting elders. We have to take care of our father. In the Britain, in the USA, what you find after 18, you are the king of your life. Do anything what you want. But here, court intervenes if people do not take care of their aged parents. That is the reality. Getting it? So, this way introduction could have been done. Fair enough. Now, if you ask me, what should be, sir, body? Could you please tell me what should be the body? Just tell me the headlines. What makes the Indian society unique? So first I will talk about unique aspects of India society. Now this has not been asked directly. So I will not just start explaining and will fill my all the pages. No. I will just give them 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Maybe like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. Getting it? So that I will use my less of my page. And now what is the unique thing? If you ask me, I will say secularism, Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb as an example. Then amalgamation of culture and number of cultures, unity in diversity. Just see the case of Syria. All people are Muslims, Shia, Sunni, but they are fighting amongst themselves. But in India, Hindu, Muslim, within the Muslim there is a division, within the Hindu there is a division, but all are living peacefully. There one to sporadic, I will say, incident, we should not mind it. Our constitution has well behaved. So unique thing about us, that only na. We never had the coup. Coup means take over by the army, unlike Pakistan. Every day new general wants to become the president of the Pakistan. Now the Field Marshal Munir is going to be president, de facto. Getting it? Such an idiot nation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4 points, we are done. Now comes the actual demand. Okay, what is the actual demand of the question? It says, okay, what makes the Indian society unique in sustaining its culture? Okay, so I knew from the starting that I'm going to talk about the core values that I mentioned in the introduction itself. Core values of Indian society. Now don't write whole. Sustaining its culture. Just two-liner. Or even if you want to miss this much, just write core values sustaining Indian culture. You can write this way as well. Core value lead to sustaining Indian culture. Now talk about these core values. First you talked about thing, now you talk about bono homie, constitution. Constitution will also act as a social fabric. Getting it? Are you getting it? Now did you get it? How you can ensure that you will hit the demand of the question? Are you getting it or not? Just type in yes or no. Very good. Okay, so this is the situation. Now, if it is the conclusion, we have to conclude. So we know that there are still division, there are still things. So we have to focus on our education and constitutional value so that people can follow the same. Education, you can just conclude through these agencies like constitution, education, or these actors, we can create whatever features are there in the society, we can stop them. This is what the conclusion can be there. So this way you have to do the answer writing. So this was the last thing that I had to discuss before I move or say bid adieu to you. Now I have done everything. Coming back to the content enrichment. As I promised, it is about the content enrichment as well. So while dealing with the content enrichment, okay, while dealing with the content enrichment, so what content enrichment you will do? Suppose you wrote just pointers. Now understand, can you mention any article number? Constitution somewhere. Can you mention any constitution number? Any fundamental duty are you able to recall which is related to the Indian society or increasing the bono homie within the society? Because we are talking about the secularism as well in this answer. Or any constitutional principle which tells something unique about the Indian society. Any Supreme Court judgment. For example, a judgment which allowed that women will have 50% say in their father's paternal property. Even that can be mentioned. Getting it? So that is the content enrichment. Fundamental duty you have mentioned. Some scheme which you can follow. Ek Bharata, Shresh Bharata. You mention it or here either in the conclusion itself or somewhere in the body itself. That is the content enrichment. And content enrichment comes when you write the answer, then you compare with the topper copies. Oh, topper have written this example, topper have done these things. Things will improve. Things will improve. Getting it? Sorted? Now, Amrita, is it clear to you? What do I mean when I say content enrichment? Is it clear? Fine. So yeah, that's all from my side. Okay. Any doubt, any question, just let me know. Else this is the agenda. This was the agenda of the topic. Yes, please type it. Adrit, Ankit, you got any question? You can type in. You remember I talked only about the social fabric. I did not explain. One line explanation would have been more than enough. So yes, you have to write more number of points in the GS. At least 6-7 points you have to write under a heading. Means 5 to 7. I will not say 6-7. 5 to 7 points. Total 10 to 12 points should be there in the two headings. If there are two subheadings. Okay. So it's not about the beautiful keywords. I will say relevant keywords. This is the only change I would suggest you. Sir, if you get any questions but I don't know any word, then how to manage that? It means you are short of content. Are you writing mains this year? If you are writing mains this year, then I can give you some mantra, else present day I will not suggest anything because you have to read them. Then I will say don't fall in that trap, just read. When you are short of the content, read now. You are not writing mains, but you have to read. So if you are short of the content, read it. Even if you feel by writing the answer, you feel that you do not have the required content, just open the book, reread it. Okay, fine. So yeah, that's all from my side as well. Okay, that's all from my side as well. I hope this session has enriched you, and if you want to give any feedback, anything, you can always mail me at. Okay, so hope the session has helped you. That's all from my side. Bye bye, take care, all the best, and see you.